Exodus 19 verse 5. Now therefore, if you will obey my voice in truth and keep my covenant, then you shall be my own peculiar possession and treasure from among and above all peoples, for all the earth is mine. Verse 6. And you shall be to me a kingdom of priests, a holy nation, consecrated, set apart to the worship of God. These are the words you shall speak to the Israelites.
I've told you it's only in this part of the world that parents look after children and waiting for them to come and look after them. It's not so. It's not so. It says fathers leave inheritance for their children. So it says these people will become peculiar in the sense that they will be born of me. That's what will make them different from all religions. Why? Then he said the earth is mine. You think he said that for nothing? He said it for a reason. Because he's letting you know that as soon as they become a peculiar people, because they are born of me, whatever is mine is what? Theirs. He says you are heirs of God. Joint heirs. Don't you get it? Joint heirs with who? Joint heirs with who? Let me show you why Christ could have just said you are heirs of God and he stops. Why did he say joint heirs? He was talking about the model of man. He's telling you that when this one man obeyed, he became the heir of all things. And if he became the heir of all things, everybody that originates from him is heir of all things. He didn't say, when he says joint heirs, he's not talking about 50. That's not what joint heirs. We are in a joint. No, that's not what he's talking about. Else he wouldn't have said we are heirs of God. If I'm an heir of God, it means whatever belongs to God belongs to me. So how can he come to Jesus and then I'll say joint, then now it's 50-50? That's not what he's talking about. He's saying because it fully belongs to that model of man, because he obeyed, it also belongs to you fully because what? Everybody who comes from him is as he is. When he said the earth is mine, he was trying to let you know that whatever belongs to him belongs to this species. So the earth is yours. Thinking about being materialistic. The earth is yours. It's subject to you. Until you check out to determine what happens here. You are not a victim. You are an owner. You are not a victim. You are an owner. The only thing Satan is doing is that he's taking advantage of the system of the world and he's using it against you. Then he said, you are king priests. Don't forget that. So he's trying to let you know how to function with what belongs to you. He says, we are kings. And I told you, he says, where the word of a king is, there is what? Power. But he says, these kings, there are ways that the natural kings of this earth, they function. By saying these kings, this is how they function. They are functioning in operation is as priests. How? There are kings who function as warriors. Like David, like this. David was a king and he was a fighter. I don't know if you get what I'm saying. David was a fighter, man of war. By saying these peculiar people, this species, their style, that's it. The style of rulership will not be war. And that's what they are still doing. They don't know. He says their style of rulership will not be war. All night war, prayer. Who is standing against mine? Anybody sitting against mine? Anybody? No, he's saying that's not how they would function. That will not be their style of rulership. There will be king priests. Kings whose style of rulership will be as what? Priests. What do priests do? What do priests do? The primary responsibility of a priest is to do what? Offering. 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 So you must have something to offer. Then he spoke about, he said, well, bulls and rams he's not pleased with. He says he's not pleased with bulls and rams because that was not his intention. The original material that God accepts as a sacrifice is what? He says the fruit of your lips. the fruit of your lips, which is what? Words. Word. So he's telling you that these kings whose style of rulership will be as priests, this is how they would war. This is how they would war. This is how they would charge. This is how they will be in charge. This is how they will demonstrate their kingship. How? Words. 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 Not just any words. Like the way you can't bring any animal to God. Because there are words that have defect. Like you bring an animal to God and it can be maimed. It can have a defect. It can be paralyzed somewhere. There could be something wrong. You can't just bring any animal to God. You had to bring an animal that was in physically perfect state. So it means that if what we have to offer, our style of rulership, has to do with words, it means it's not just any word you can also release. There are particular words you need to release. So the fruit of your lips has got to do with what? Words. 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 So you have something to offer. That's how you war. Not all night. People are spending all night warring. But they are using words with defect. Words that are maimed. Words that are sick. Words that are defiled. Such words don't work. I come against my enemies and I take my gun and I shoot them. Hey, they are words that are maimed. Because it's not every word that is acceptable. He said the fruit, not the seed of your lips, the fruit. He's also telling you that even these words are in a particular state. They are fruits. It means it's gone through every process and it's bearing. It's bearing. It's bearing. So your style of rulership as a child of God, as a king, is with what? Words. See, that's how you king this realm. That's how you're supposed to function here.